Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The key to success is education, and Shoemaker Cusco SAT Review, a leader in test preparation, helps open the doors to the future. Shoemaker Cusco SAT Review is proud to support Scholastic Scrimmage. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Parkland High School and Salisbury High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. This is our final semifinal contest, and we're going to meet the teams and the coaches, then begin the contest. From Parkland High School, Tom Johnson, a senior. Keith Schleicher, a senior. Todd Garber, the captain, is a senior. Conrad Chu is a junior. And we have two coaches. Kathleen Dimmick is the librarian, and Roseanne Heckman, an instructor of mathematics. From Salisbury High School, Mark Sidler, a junior. The captain, Brad Mann, is a senior. Naresh Cannon, a sophomore. Griffith Dudding, a junior. And the coach is Dolly Yonolko, teacher of art. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series next week, after the championship final contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. The awards will be given in the names of the two Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and are not necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. The buzzer goes off while you're answering, however. You will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If not, we'll begin our contest with our first toss-up. The Treaty of Paris, 1783, brought an end to what war? Parkland, Conrad.
Revolutionary War. The American Revolution. American.
You are correct. The American Revolutionary War. It was signed by the U.S. and Great Britain. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. It's for you, Todd, and the team. Todd gives me the answers. It's a two-part bonus question on the Revolutionary War. For 5 points each, tell me the exact year in which first General Burgoyne surrendered at Saratoga. Todd?
1777.
Correct. October 17th, to be exact. Lord Cornwallis surrendered at Yorktown. Todd?
1781.
Correct again, October 19th of that year. You have your 10 points. We're going on to another toss-up. Which author is most well-known for use of stream of consciousness in his writing? He used this technique in his novel, Ulysses. Parkland, Tom.
James Joyce.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Who's the hero of Joyce's portrait of the artist as a young man and Ulysses?
Stephen Daedalus.
Todd?
Stephen Daedalus.
Correct. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. Name the French physicist who devised a famous pendulum experiment that demonstrates the Earth's rotation. It'd be Jean-Bernard Léon Foucault. Another toss-up. During the 1930s, many prosperous peasants in the Soviet Union opposed the collectivization of agricultural lands. For 10 points, give me the 5-letter term for one of those rich peasants. Parkland, Conrad.
Boyar.
Incorrect. Over to Salisbury. Naresh.
Kulog.
Judges, you accept? Couldn't hear the ending of that. It's Kulak. And it's correct. Over to your bonus, a 10-pointer. For 5 points apiece, name the two central figures in the Soviet power struggle which developed after the death of Lenin in 1924. Brad?
Stalin and Trotsky.
Correct. Joseph Stalin, Leon Trotsky. Of course, Stalin won out eventually. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. It's a multiple-choice toss-up. Which one of the following is most acceptable? Their names are as follow. Their names is as follows. Their names are as follows. Or Parkland, Conrad.
Their names are as follows.
Correct, the third one I gave you. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Todd, again for you and the team. Ever since the publication of the novel by Dickens, this character's name has been synonymous with officious officialdom. He was the beadle of the workhouse where Oliver Twist was born. For 10 points, can you name him? Todd.
Mr. McCopper?
No. Again, synonymous with officious officialdom. Bumble. It would be Mr. Bumble. Toss-up visual on the monitor. If x is not equal to 1, what, in simplest form, is the reciprocal of that expression? That's x minus 1 divided by the quantity 2 minus 2x. Salisbury, Brad.
2.
Incorrect. Over to Parkland. Keith.
-2.
-2 is correct. You got 5 on the rebound. And your bonus, Todd. It's a mathematical bonus question. I want you to listen carefully. I want you to consider an arithmetic sequence of 10 terms. The first term is 3, and the sum of the 10 terms is 60. For 10 points, what is the value of the 10th term in the sequence? Todd.
15?
No, it would be 9. It's the sum of the arithmetic sequence is equal to the number of terms times the average of the first and the last. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. The Byzantine Empire existed until 1453. What group of people overran and conquered the empire? Parkland, Conrad.
Ottoman Turks.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer, Todd, for you and the team. 5 points apiece again. Name the two countries whose non-aggression pact, signed on August 2-3, 1939, set the scene for World War II. Todd?
Germany and the Soviet Union.
Correct. And it freed Germany, really, to attack Poland. Going for a 10-point bonus toss-up. What do we call the study of correct spelling? It's orthography, O-R-T-H-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y. Toss-up, visual on the monitor. On your monitor is an example of an architectural style developed between 1000 and 1200 AD, whose outstanding characteristics were strength and heaviness. Another example would be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. For 10 points in front of the following is the style Byzantine, Romanesque, Gothic, or Renaissance. Parkland, Conrad.
Romanesque.
It is Romanesque. That happens to be the facade of a church in Toulouse, France. A correct answer. Bonus 10-pointer. I want you to name the artist who used a butterfly as a signature. Todd.
Matisse.
Not Matisse. Whistler. James Abbott McNeill Whistler, famous for Whistler's mother. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. What two-word term do biologists use to refer to that number of individuals of a given species that a particular environment can support during the harshest part of the year, or the maximum biomass which it can maintain indefinitely? Salisbury, Brad.
Carrying capacity.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Brad, for you and the team. Again, listen carefully. It's a physics bonus question. The terrestrial acceleration due to gravity is 32 feet per second squared. For 5 points apiece, if an object is dropped from rest, first, how long does it take to reach a speed of 96 feet per second? Brad?
2 seconds.
Incorrect. It would be 3 seconds. Second part, how far does it fall during that time? Brad?
144 feet.
Correct, Brad. You got 5 out of 10. Going for a 10-point bonus. Again, a visual display on the monitor. If A intersects B is equal to A, what relationship exists? Salisbury, Brad.
A is a subset of B.
Correct, Brad. Bonus 10-pointer, Brad. Again, for you and the team, it's a multiple choice bonus. Listen carefully. The gravitational force between two spherical objects is known to be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. If that distance is made 3 times larger, the gravitational force will be which one of the following? Will it be 3 times smaller, 9 times smaller, 2 times smaller, or 3 times larger? Brad?
9 times smaller.
Correct. Toss-up, multiple choice. Which of the following is not a Shakespearean tragedy? Would it be King Lear, Macbeth, Oedipus Rex? Salisbury, Brad.
C.
C, Oedipus Rex is correct. It's by Sophocles, first produced in 429 BC. Bonus, Brad, for you and the team. I'll give the opening line. And for 5 points apiece, I want you to name the Shakespearean play. First one, 2 households, both alike in dignity. Brad?
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. When shall we 3 meet again? Brad?
Macbeth.
Correct. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. What do we call that part of the vertebrate brain which coordinates movements of voluntary muscle or motor activity? Parkland, Conrad.
Medulla.
Incorrect. Over to Salisbury. Naresh.
Cerebrum.
Cerebrum is incorrect. It's the cerebellum, also known as the hindbrain. Toss-up. Multiple choice. Which one of the following events occurred on December 20th, 1860? The passage of the 19th Amendment giving women the right to vote, the secession from the Union by South Carolina, the Louisiana Purchase, or the discovery of gold in Alaska? Salisbury, Naresh.
The discovery of gold in Alaska.
Incorrect. Over to Parkland. Keith.
The secession of South Carolina.
From the Union is correct. As soon as they heard about Lincoln's election, they seceded. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. Got 5 on the rebound. We're all familiar with the major religions of the world. It's on the monitor here. We're going to have some assistance. But just how many people follow each of these religions may not be so familiar. We're going to find out, though. For 10 points, I want you to rank these religions in order from the one with the largest membership to the smallest. Todd?
Christianity, then Islam, then Hindu, then Confucianism, then Judaism.
You are correct. Very well done. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. His mixture of philosophical theories with his convictions about history, literature, and music came to play in his book, The Antichrist, which also shows his knowledge of philology. I want you to name this German philosopher. Parkland, Conrad.
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche is correct. Friedrich Nietzsche. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. Used in the literature of classical Greece, this term refers to an excessive pride or arrogance manifested in an outright defiance of the gods and a resistance of one's divinely appointed fate. It's a principal theme in Oedipus Rex by Sophocles. For 10 points, I want you to identify the term. Todd?
Hubris.
Correct. Toss up. Name the physical land boundary between the European portion of Russia and the Asian portion of Parkland, Conrad.
Ural Mountains.
Correct, in the Asian portion of Russia. It's 1,300 miles long. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, Todd. There are 2 capitals of Saudi Arabia. One is religious, one royal. For 5 points apiece, name them.
And Riyadh.
Mecca is religious.
Todd?
Mecca and Riyadh.
Correct. Mecca is the birthplace of Muhammad. It is the religious capital, and Riyadh is the royal capital. Going for a 10-point bonus. Multiple choice, toss up. Give the definition of compliance, C-O-M-P-L-I-A-N-C-E, from the following. Does it mean firm enforcement, self-satisfaction, yielding to a demand? Parkland, Conrad.
C.
Yielding to a demand, C, the third one I gave. Correct. 10-point bonus. Again, you might want to use paper and pencil. For 10 points, I want you to match each of these definitions with the appropriate school of thought. Here are the definitions. Deliberate cruelty. The second one is religious doubt. And the third is pursuit of pleasure. Now here are the schools of thought, or the ideas. Agnosticism, hedonism, and sadism. Todd, I'll give you the definition if you would give me the appropriate school of thought. Deliberate cruelty,
Sadism.
religious doubt,
Agnosticism.
and pursuit of pleasure.
Hedonism.
Correct on all three counts. Toss-up listening. Listen to the excerpt. We just heard an excerpt of Capriccio Espagnol for orchestra written in 1888 and authored by the same man who composed the Russian Parkland. Conrad,
Rimsky-Korsakov.
you are correct. We just heard an excerpt of Capriccio Espagnol for orchestra, which was written in 1888 and authored by the same man who composed the Russian Easter Festival Overture and Scheherazade. For 10 points and from the following, was it? And Nicholas Rimsky-Korsakov was certainly among those, and that's the correct answer. Bonus. Name the Spanish-born tenor who had his debut with the Metropolitan Opera in 1968 and who's also won a wide audience for his recordings of popular music.
Domingo.
Todd?
Domingo.
Correct. Placido Domingo was born 1941 in Madrid. Here's your toss-up. If a plant is a dicot, its flower parts occur in 4s or 5s or multiples of 4 or 5. For 10 points, if a plant is a okay, Parkland. Todd.
3s.
Correct. If a plant is a monocot, its flower parts occur as one or more of what characteristic number? And it is 3. A lily is an example of that. Here's your bonus. For 10 points, what two-word term refers to an image defect that occurs because a simple lens has a differing focal or has differing focal lengths for various colors of light? No response from Parkland. It would be chromatic aberration. Another toss-up is current events toss-up. On his current trip to the Soviet Union, President Reagan has with him Secretary of State George Shultz. Also attending the meetings is Mr. Shultz and his counterpart, the Soviet Foreign Minister. Salisbury, Naresh.
Edward Shevardnadze.
You are correct. I wanted both his first and his last names. You gave them to me. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. For an additional 10 points, I want you to name the president of the Soviet Union. He was the longtime Soviet... Brad?
Gromyko.
You are correct. I wanted you to name the president of the Soviet Union. He was the longtime Soviet foreign minister. In fact, he was Mr. Shevardnadze's predecessor. I did not ask for both names. Andrei Gromyko is correct. Gromyko acceptable. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. During which century, generally speaking, did the Florentine or early Renaissance take place? Parkland. Keith.
14th.
Incorrect. Over to Salisbury. Brad?
15th.
15th it is. It's, again, it's known as the early Renaissance. The high Renaissance was the early part of the 16th century. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Here are the last 3 lines, Brad, of a famous American poem. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. For 5 points each.
The Road Not
Brad?
Taken by Robert Frost.
Judges, we will accept. I wanted the title of the poem, The Road Not Taken, and the poet who created those lines, Robert Frost. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up, multiple choice. Of the following, who is not a contemporary of England's Queen Elizabeth I? Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, Philip II of Spain, Sir Francis Drake, or Peter the Great? Parkland. Conrad.
Peter the Great.
Peter the Great. He lived in the latter part of the 17th century to the early part of the 18th, and she lived from 1533. And that is correct. And she lived in the latter part of the 16th century. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. On the coast, east coast really, of China, the British colony of Hong Kong can be found. For 10 points, what's the name of the Portuguese colony located near Hong Kong?
Macau.
Todd?
Macau.
You are correct, and it's at the mouth of the Canton River. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss up. Name the type of error present in the following sentence. Working both day and night, the painting was completed by the Salisbury Griffith.
Dangling modifier.
Correct. The painting was completed by the artist after only 3 months. Working both day and night really doesn't modify anything in the next sentence or next phrase. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. Latin abbreviations are often used in note-taking, footnotes, and bibliographies. I'll give you 2 English words or phrases. For each of them, you can earn 5 points by spelling the equivalent Latin abbreviation. The first one is,
Including punctuation.
and I want proper punctuation, against. Brad?
C-O-N-T-R-A.
No. I was looking again for an abbreviation. It'd be VS period for versus. A second one, namely or to wit. Brad?
I period, E period.
No, it'd be V-I-Z. V-I-Z for videlicet. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. What's the standard mathematical adjective that refers to 2 figures that are identical in size and shape? Parkland, Keith.
Congruent.
Correct. On the monitor, a bonus question for Parkland. What's the smallest range value attained by the quadratic function f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 6x? Todd?
-3.
Correct. That's the minimum value. Here's your toss-up going for a 10-point bonus. In what country is the mouth of the Zambezi River located? It's Mozambique. Toss-up. Name the 20th century play by Arthur Miller that concerns itself with Salisbury Griffith.
Death of a Salesman.
Incorrect. Over to Parkland. It's toss-up. No conferring, please. Name the 20th century play by Arthur Miller that concerns itself with the Salem witchcraft trials. Conrad?
The Crucible.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Name the character in Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible, who's pressed to death.
Giles Corey.
Todd?
Giles Cordy. Corey.
Judges, we will accept Giles Corey. He was pressed to death by stones to get him to plead aye or nay. Here's your toss-up. It occurs in great deposits on islands off the coast of Peru. For 10 points, what's the standard name for the waste droppings? Salisbury, Naresh.
Guano.
Guano of seabirds. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. It's on chemistry. Suppose that you have 10 moles of diatomic oxygen gas which you plan to react with diatomic hydrogen gas. How many moles of diatomic hydrogen would you need to react with the oxygen in order to produce the following? First, pure hydrogen peroxide. Brad?
20.
Incorrect. The answer would be 10. The second, pure water. Brad?
5.
Now that would be 20. Another toss-up going for a 10-pointer. What's the average of the squares of the first 4 positive integers? Salisbury Griffith.
7.5.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer. On the monitor, if f of x is equal to 4 to the x power, find f of a negative 5 halves. Brad?
1/32.
Correct, Brad. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. A history of the English-speaking peoples is among the works written by a Nobel Prize-winning English statesman, naming Salisbury, Naresh.
Winston Churchill.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer. I'll describe 2 nations. For 5 points each, you identify them. First one, in its brief modern history as an independent nation since 1971, this Asian country has had a chronically destitute population and tens of thousands... Brad.
Bangladesh.
Correct. Tens of thousands of its people have been killed in catastrophic storms. Second part, this former Portuguese colony on the Atlantic coast of Africa has a Marxist government that is being challenged by a rebel movement whose... Brad?
Angola.
Correct, whose acronym is UNITA, U-N-I-T-A. Going for a 15-point bonus toss-up. In Greek myth, the god of sleep was Hypnos. Who was the god of dreams? Salisbury, Brad.
Morphus.
Judges, you accept Morpheus is correct, the son of Hypnos. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer. I want you to name these famous thinkers, 5 points apiece, Brad. This Roman naturalist was the most famous Roman kill when Mount Vesuvius erupted and destroyed the city of Pompeii. Brad?
Vesuvius.
No, Pliny the Elder. Second one, what reformer changed the course of history when he nailed his 35 theses, or 95 theses? Go ahead, Brad.
Martin Luther.
Correct, on the church door at Wittenberg. And the final one is, this French mathematician propounded the theory of probabilities, which became the basis of rate making. Brad?
Pascal.
Blaise Pascal, rate making in the insurance business. You are correct on all 3 counts. Toss-up going for a 15-point bonus. Although during 1987 he was temporarily forced out of his leadership position by reformers, he's regarded as the strongest political boss in the Nicaraguan Contra movement. For 10 points, give me his first and last names, please. Salisbury, Naresh.
Adolfo Calero.
Correct. Bonus, a 15-pointer. For 5... I'm asking the question, the buzzer has gone off. And that is the final buzzer. The final score is 215 for Parkland and 170 for Salisbury High School. Well, Brad, you and the team did an outstanding job, especially considering the fact that you're the only senior on the team. We want to wish you success in college. Mark, Naresh, Griffith, you were excellent. We'll see you back here next year, and I'm sure we'll probably see you in the semifinal or the final. Parkland, we want to congratulate you. You're going to be in the championship contest next week, a 1-hour-long contest with William Allen High School from Allentown. And good luck to you. Thank you for being with us. This is Harry Price, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The key to success is education, and Shoemaker Cusco SAT Review, a leader in test preparation, helps open the doors to the future. Shoemaker Cusco SAT Review is proud to support Scholastic Scrimmage. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.